I'm going to be very honest with you right here. I am super excited about this next segment here on Sunrise this morning. It marks the midway point of this year's week-long Viewers Thanksgiving Recipe Series. We started this series back in 2016. We're hoping that it provides some inspiration as you put together your own Thanksgiving dinner plans. And today we have for you a closer, a finisher, the perfect ending to a Thanksgiving feast. And it comes from, not the dog, it comes from that viewer right there. Her name is Tracie, and she invited us into her home in Vancouver. And here we are now inside the kitchen with viewer Tracie, and this is why we are here. This is Tracie's Macadamia Nut Pie. It looks like a pecan pie, but you've replaced the pecans with macadamia nuts. Is that basically the gist here?
Basically, but it's better. So I used to live in Hawaii, and so I would do Thanksgiving with friends. I started making this because macadamia nuts are in Hawaii. When I moved here, it was kind of one of those traditions that I just wanted to keep because it reminded me of my time in Hawaii and the friends that I got to spend Thanksgiving with.
Well, let's get to making a second one this morning, and we're gonna start, I know, with that sugary mixture. What's in there?
Yeah, so you're gonna mix 3/4 cup brown sugar with 1/2 cup of corn syrup, 3 large eggs, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Before we move on, I noticed you cracked your eggs in this small bowl before you put them in the big bowl. Why didn't you just go right into the big bowl?
Well, shells, but also my grandma taught me to always do that because if you have a rotten egg, you don't want it to end up in your mixture and then your whole mixture is ruined.
Grandmas know best.
There you go.
Let's dive into the main ingredient now, the macadamia nuts. How many do we need, and do we crush them? Do we chop them? Do we put them in whole?
So I'm gonna pour probably about 1.5 cups of them into a plastic bag. Kind of use a mallet just to chop them up and get them in smaller pieces. But you wanna have a good mixture of different size pieces. So then you have about 1/2 cup that's still whole. Put those in the pie shell, put the crushed ones in the pie shell, and then you're gonna pour the sugar mixture over top.
And now it's ready for the oven. So how long, how hot, and when do I know it's really done?
So you're gonna put it in a 325-degree oven and bake it until the center puffs slightly. It's gonna be about 50 minutes.
Not for you, doggy. Let me point out, by itself on this plate, it looks fantastic. But I'm curious, would you ever serve the pie with anything?
Yeah, you can do a little bit of whipped cream, or I actually like to serve it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Wait a minute, can I have a minute, please? I don't know if you realize this. What you just witnessed was me die and then fly to pie heaven.
I did need an
that's
explanation.
No, it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something when she shows up here at 6:45. I'm saving the comment for then. Viewer Tracie will be here at 6:45 to present the pie. I have a bold statement to make. I need to take one more bite of that pie before I deliver the statement, but I think I'm ready to make a very bold statement about her pie at 6:45.
Eagerly anticipating
We
this.
will fly to 6:45 to eat her pie. But here's the deal. If you want to make this pie yourself, we have that whole recipe spelled out for you. You can go to the Drew Carney KGW TV Facebook page. There you see the picture of Tracie and I. There's the recipe. And here's something else you can do, Rod Hill.
Yes.
You can text the word recipe to that number right there on your screen,
Yeah.
503-226-5088. If you do that, we'll text you back with a link to all the recipes this week. Very, very, very excited about this next segment this morning. We are halfway through this year's Viewers Thanksgiving Recipe Series. It's a week-long series that we've been doing every year on the show here since 2016. And this morning, I'm telling you, we're hitting a home run. Actually, it's Tracie who's hitting the home run. She is a longtime Sunrise viewer. She lives in Vancouver. Last hour, we took you inside of her home there to watch her put together her macadamia nut pie. And this hour, we have Tracie live right here in the Sunrise studio. Welcome to the studio, Tracie.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing this now half-sliced macadamia nut pie. We're going to eat it here in a moment. But let's talk about the origins of the recipe. It's kind of just like a pecan pie, but you use macadamia nuts instead. Where did you come up with this one?
Well, so I lived in Hawaii, and I would do Thanksgiving with friends because it was hard to travel home. And so I started making it. And even when I moved here to the Pacific Northwest, I just wanted to keep making it because it reminds me of Hawaii.
I've tried the pie when I was in Tracie's home. I'm going to tell you that I'm glad that she still makes this pie for Thanksgiving. Let's talk about the process. We have some of that video from when we visited your home kitchen. Let's talk about the macadamia nuts themselves, because you kind of put a process together to get them ready for the filling.
Yeah, so you want to have kind of a mixture of some larger pieces and smaller kind of crushed pieces.
Right.
So what I usually do is I just dump most of them in a plastic bag and kind of break them up with a mallet. It just makes it really easy to make the pie that way.
So I haven't had a slice yet today. I thought it'd be better to wait for my friends to join us. So you and I can slide a little this way. Christine's making her way over. Here comes the Rodster. Brenda Braxton coming right after him. I know Chris will join us here momentarily. Tracie dialed up some slices.
Ooh.
So go ahead, guys, and take a slice of the pie. Ooh. And what I'd like to do here is take my own slice. And one more question, Tracie, one more question. Just for like baking purposes, the mixture is very easy to put together.
Yes.
But can you just remind us how long it's in the oven for, just so people have an idea?
About 50 minutes.
5-0.
Mm-hmm, 5-0.
Okay. So Rod, Brenda, Christine, you take your bites. I'm going to take mine. Oh, Chris, yes, jump in. I'm hoping that all of you will jump in while my mouth is full, and just tell me what you think of Tracie's macadamia nut pie.
My mouth is full too.
That's
so
delicious.
good. Wow.
I like it better than pecan pie, I do.
Why? Why do you,
I
Rod?
don't know, I just do. Well, I really do love macadamia nuts.
It's a different flavor.
Yeah.
So are these macadamia nuts salted?
Yeah, they have a little bit of salt on them.
Okay.
That's delightful.
Yeah.
It really is kind of a nice twist on the holiday.
So can you buy just bags of macadamia nuts in your basic grocery store? Is that right?
Well, where you go to...
Yeah, so you can get the bags, or you can, in the bulk food section, you can get,
Okay.
yeah.
You're allowed to
bag
mention
of
it by name. Did you say Winco? Did you tell me?
I did. Yeah, Winco had the big bulk
Yeah.
because I was making several pies.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
I love the bins.
Very rich.
We may pick them up as a sponsor. Keep mentioning them.
There you go.
So here's the, I filled my mouth with a huge bite, but I was hoping you guys could fill a little bit of time as I had to take one more bite to confirm something this morning.
Okay.
I have just confirmed it.
Okay.
So we've been doing this segment since 2016. We've had lots of recipes in those times. And I really like the ones we've had already this week. Molly brought in that corn bake yesterday. It was great, right? We loved it. Angie brought in those mashed potato balls. They were terrific. Love that recipe.
Yeah.
But I do believe, and I mean this when I say this, this is the greatest recipe I've tasted since we started the segment in 2016.
Whoa.
That's
Whoa!
Wow.
High praise.
No, it's
Wow.
huge. Now I'm a dessert guy. So you kind of, you already had a head start on the rest of the competition when you went dessert. And I love pecan pie. Or pecan pie, or pecan pie, however you want to say it. I like to eat it more than say it. So I was curious about this. This is better than any pecan pie I've ever had.
Yeah, I like it.
It is
really
so stinking good.
Yes.
Thank you, Tracie. May I hug you?
Yes.
I'm hugging you for being great. All right, I'm going to dig
Spoiled us
back
this
in.
week.
Rod's going to give you the weather, but first we're going to let you know if you wanted this recipe and you want to try it for yourself on Thanksgiving, look for that picture on my Facebook page. It's Tracie and I in her home, and it's spelled out in its entirety is her Thanksgiving macadamia nut pie recipe. And oh yeah, Rod, I keep wanting to mention this. Text the word recipe to that number, and we will actually feed you all of the recipes from this week's segments.